Well, hello everybody. This is Dr. Troy Dukowitz of the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. Today's topic is this. I just knew I could do it, Daddy. I knew it was going to go in. So I've been fortunate enough here this season. My 7-year-old son Wyatt is playing basketball, and they needed a step in for a coach. And I'm sitting on the sidelines the first practice thinking, like, why didn't I volunteer for this? And it just never really had popped into my head. Had a bad experience with soccer coaching a couple of years ago. I was like, maybe I'll just support as much as I can where they need help. And they needed help for a game. So I volunteered to help in the game. And I said, you know what? I'm not sitting on the sidelines. Hey, coach, if you need help, I'd love to help. And voila, here I am. I am now a part of their team, helping to coach Wyatt's basketball team. And they had a makeup game on Monday night, literally about 48 hours ago. And it's at 7:30 at night for first graders. Now, first of all, that was just incredibly insane because every little boy out there was extremely tired. But they all showed up. They all played. And we're sitting there playing, and I'm sitting talking to Wyatt and a little boy named Caleb as I'm talking to them about driving to the hoop. So for those of you who maybe never played basketball, or if you have played, you know what I'm talking about. And in this league of basketball, what it is, there's a red line. And so when you bring the ball up the court, they're first graders, folks. When you bring the ball up the court, what happens is that the defense has to wait past that line. It's like having to wait on beyond the half court line. And yet once you cross the line, they can come up and try to take the ball from you. And so I'm talking to Caleb and Wyatt, and I said, look, here's the deal. Just make a decision. I had this conversation with Wyatt at halftime. I'm like, just make the decision. And when you're dribbling that ball up, if you see that you can go. Just run right by the guy who's defending you. And he's going to have to try to catch up with you because he's not going to expect it. And so when they started the second half, Wyatt's bringing the ball up the floor, and he's dribbling, and this kid is starting to come up on him, and he just takes off. And he takes off, and he's dribbling, loses a little control of the ball goes down to his feet, he picks up the ball, he's now down, maybe 10 feet away from the hoop, and he throws up a shot, and boom, it goes in. Now, I love seeing my kid score. I love seeing him play, first of all, but when he scores, he just gets this huge smile on his face, like most children do. Runs over to the side. I get a high five from him. Other coach Jim gets a high five from him. A couple of the kids even hopped up to get a high five from him. Really, really cool moment. And as he came back and he sat down next to me, he said, yeah, Daddy, he had to tell me the story, right? Kids love doing this. I love hearing it. So he has to tell me the story. Yeah, Daddy, I just knew I could do it. I knew when I shot the ball, it was going to go in, and I knew I could do it. And he said, as I was dribbling down, I just took off because I knew I could get by him. I knew I could do it. And as I went, and when I got ready to shoot the ball and I started to shoot, I saw his hand going up and I shot over his hand, and I knew it was going to go in, and the ball went in. Now, what I love about this, and there's so many little angles that we could take on this, is that for one, he made the decision. Like, he just made the decision he was going to make it. This is positive self-talk, something we've been working on with our children since realistically, since the day they were born, and doing affirmations with them. So he's got positive self-talk. He's just dribbling as fast as he can. He just takes off, and he gets down there, and he just throws the shot up, and I know I can do it. I know it's going to happen. I know this. I know I'm going to get by him. I know I can dribble it there. I know I can take the shot. I know it can go in. And he took the shot, and it went in. And there's so many things I love about this, but it comes down to, and I'm going to bring it down to this one place because it's so important for all of us, which is, how are you talking to yourself? Because, see, children are really hard on themselves. They can be really, really super hard on themselves. And for him to say, I just knew I could do it, I mean, that's a confidence builder, and kids need confidence builders. They need to know how awesome they are. They need to know that they are the best. They know that they need to know they can do whatever they want to do. And if we don't tell them, then they'll hear stories from someone else, and someone else might tell them they're not good enough. And kids at school, kids are mean today. And we go to a great school. I hope the kids aren't mean. Haven't heard anything yet. But the question becomes, what kind of talk are you giving yourself? He made the decision. You got to make the decision. He made the decision and said, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. And he made the decision and took off. And he made the shot. So how are you talking to yourself on a daily basis? When you look across body, being, balance, and business, how are you talking to yourself in terms of your health? How are you talking to yourself in terms of your fitness? Are you talking yourself out of working out? You're talking to yourself out of eating right? Are you talking to yourself negatively when it comes to meditation? Like, oh, I can't do that. I can't relax. I can't tell you how many people I have heard say this. I can't do it. But you can. One of the first affirmations we started teaching our children was, I can, I will. I can, I will. I can, I will. But people say this all the time, like, oh, you're asking me to sit down and meditate. I can't do that. I can't sit still. I'm like, okay, look, I'm a guy who is like high wired. I like to be on the go, be on the go, be on the go. And I've had to learn to sit and meditate. And I used to say the same thing. I can't do it. I'm like, well, that's crap. I can do anything that I want to do. In your relationships, some people have broken relationships and they say, well, I can't repair it. You can. If it's important enough to you, you will. You'll make a decision. You'll talk to yourself differently. You'll talk to your spouse differently, and you will repair that relationship. Look at how you talk to your children. What's the talk that you're teaching your children? What is the talk that you're teaching your employees? What is the talk that you're teaching your clients? So you look across the board and what kind of languaging are you using with the people around you? And are you using words and languages that can empower people, or are you using languages that is tearing yourself down and therefore tearing people down around you? I don't know how you talk to yourself on a daily basis, but I do know that how you talk to yourself can also be reflective of how you're talking to people outside. How I'm talking to myself on the inside is going to be reflected on how I talk to people on the outside. So take a look at this across body, being, balance, and business, and where is it that you're not talking to yourself in a manner that is going to build yourself up, but you're actually tearing yourself down in your own mind? And as a result, not getting the results that you want. So take a look at this across body, being, balance, and business right now. That's your assignment today. Take a look across body, being, balance, and business. Where is it that I'm talking to myself negatively in one of these 4 areas? And how can I change that self-talk right now? How can I change the self-talk right now? And you're going to say whatever that affirmation or affirmations are, you're going to say them at least 25 times each day for the next 3 days. 25 times each day for the next 3 days. I promise you, if you do this, if you can commit to this, commit and go to this, that you are going to notice a significant difference in how you feel about yourself, in your energy, and what you bring to the game when you come, whatever domain it is, whatever you bring to the game in body, being, balance, or business. I promise you that will happen if you say this out loud 25 times a day. That's all I've got for you here today. Hey, if you haven't already, you know the gig. Head on over to iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher. Subscribe, rate, and or review this podcast. I'd greatly appreciate that if you would. Then head on over to www.commitandgo.com. It's where you and I can stay plugged in. That's right. Outside of this podcast, that is a place to go where we can stay plugged in. You can have weekly happenings and weekly Monday morning Monday momentum moments that I send out every single Monday. You'll be on that list as well, so you can get those Monday moments to help to create some momentum for your week and just find out what it is that we're doing at Commit and Go. So I've got for you here today. I am Dr. Troy Dukowitz. This has been the Commit and Go podcast, where we encourage you to make big commitments, take big action, and create big ass results in your life and business. We'll hear you next time.